Here's a story about a Singaporean boy. Born and bred in Singapore, brought up by two hardworking parents, a middle-income family who put him through education, studied hard, got into JC, and then got a place in the local university, served 2.5 years in the army, and after that, 4 years, got his degree. Best of all, 1 month after graduation, this Singaporean boy found a job paying 2,600 a month. And that's not all. Within a year, this boy bought a HDB and got married. Of course, to complete the Singaporean dream, if you have a house, how can you not have a car? So guess what? This boy bought a car 2 years later, and all of these before the age of 30. A house, a car, a wife, and a stable job. Wouldn't that be living the Singaporean dream? Would you agree? Maybe if you're somebody outside looking in, you might be thinking, hey, this guy not bad or got house, got car, house already renovated, and then the wife, already wedding, honeymoon all done, got stable job. Maybe the next steps are kids. Sounds like a successful Singaporean story, doesn't it? On the surface, all seems well. This boy, now a grown adult at 30 years old, thought that he made it in life, already got what he wanted, and what else is there to achieve. But why is it that after working for 5 years, going to a job 9 to 6 every weekday and just looking forward to the weekends and then all the short holidays that he can take with his limited leave, just to then restart that routine time and time again? Why was there this sense of emptiness growing inside? Over time, this boy, now a grown adult, grows more and more restless. Whatever he does, wherever he's going, feels purposeless. And he is so heavily entrenched in the process that he lost himself. No amount of holidays and trips, which this boy took every month actually, will cover that emptiness within, that sense of, being very heavy and lost within. So, what's the real issue here? If you have guessed by now, yes, that Singaporean boy is me. So by 30 years old, I can tell you that after working for 5 years, I've already got sick of the corporate BS. I was thinking, wow, another 30 to 35 years of this corporate BS, wanting to climb the corporate ladder. And guess what? Everybody else, my peers, everybody is doing it. So I didn't think that there was an alternate path. And it really sickens me, it worries me within. But of course, I hide it on the outside front. I don't say it out. I don't really show my emotions. That was how, my corporate life made me quite robotic then. But having said that, I can tell you that a lot of my peers and a lot of people were actually feeling that. It's just that my generation, I'm a young Gen X, we don't really say all these things within. So among our friends, we don't quite communicate all this, let's go and do this, let's go and do that. Because the entrepreneurs who actually went down the entrepreneur path, they already started 5 years ago. The rest of us who are in that so-called stable job would most likely continue because that's the norm. It certainly didn't cross my mind that there were alternatives to working a 9 to 6 corporate job until I get retired. In fact, retirement wasn't even on my mind because why would I be thinking about 30, 35 years later, so far in the future when I couldn't even figure out my immediate future, right? And don't forget, this was about 15 years ago when I was 30 years old, and there weren't terms like F.I.RE, such terms that actually, hey, this is something interesting, maybe I can explore. Not like today. So in those days, the norm was for everybody to just work and won't work till retirement. But guess what? Like many of my peers who are in the 40s, they still got 15, 20 years to go, Fast forward to today, some of you know my story. At the age of 36 in 2016, my wife Fran and I embarked on a 10-year financial freedom plan to retire in Penang by 2025. And that's when I started my investing journey in Forex. So my roots are actually in Forex. I also actually dabbled in real estate by then because I made a pot of gold selling my old HDB, and then I invested in other properties. Also went into options. I invested a lot in personal development courses to understand myself, to raise my awareness level, to have breakthroughs, to really develop myself, because I'm the main denominator when I invest. I'm the main denominator when I do my businesses. I'm the main denominator, when I have relationships with others, right? So investing in yourself is the utmost important, I would say. And of course, through all these causes, and Fran and I started a hawker business 2018, 2019. After that, it didn't work out, it failed. Then we went back to corporate for a while. Fran went to business with somebody else, and well, we share all these stories in some of our previous YouTube videos, so you can check it out. But the bottom line is, because we stayed on a path, we kept going, we kept learning, we kept, making sure that we stayed on the path, we got there much earlier, than anticipated by 2020. And of course, we started this YouTube channel in 2022. We kept growing, we kept learning. So this is a little about my journey together with Fran, that we want to put it out there, so that perhaps if you're somebody also thinking about leaving the corporate world, breaking out the rat race, and you want to start your financial independence, you want to retire early, right? Don't worry, you are not alone, because Fran and I were, we're actually on that path, and we can show you that it is possible. I want to share with you that when I started this journey in 2016, at the age of 36, life got really, really exciting. Not because it was easy, not because I didn't meet challenges, but because I was starting to discover my purpose more and more. Each step that I take becomes more intentional, and it aligns with what I really, really want to do in life. So I got more clarity. I became clearer about what is it that I would like to do, and it takes time. Right? At the beginning, you won't quite know what you want, but the most important step is to start, to execute, right? To take action, so that you will at least give yourself that chance to begin. In today's video, I'd like to highlight one key message, and that's the takeaway that I'd like you to have today. And it revolves around a question. And the question is, what's the difference between working in a 9-to-6 job versus working for yourself, say 24/7? My take on this, my answer is the control of time. If you're working for somebody 9-to-6 for a good 40 to 45 years of your life, you do realize that you are contracting your time, the 9-to-6 hours per weekday, to the company. And that time belongs to the company. It doesn't belong to you, because if the company wants you to do certain tasks, whether it's last minute or, as per your KPIs, you don't have control. You need to be available. That time needs to be available for them, and you don't have that control. Whereas when you're working for yourself, let's say you're an entrepreneur, you want to do a business, right? And entrepreneurs work 24/7, meaning they need to be on standby anytime to work, because you're now working for yourself. The difference is you have the control of time, because you can actually control how you want to run the business, how you want to manage your time. And the most important thing is the feeling of being in control when you are choosing to do whatever you want to do. That boils down to one key word, which is choice. You always have a choice. If you choose to work for other people, know what comes with that choice. The consequences, the contract terms, whatever that comes with that, and go into it willingly. However, if you do not want that path, the main path that most people are walking on, you have a choice to choose something different. Know that this alternate path is going to be very different from what you're going to have in holding a full-time job, for example, because all choices will come with different consequences. So the question is, does your choice align with what you really want to do in life? Does it align with your passion? Does it align with your purpose? If you haven't discovered your purpose, you might want to give yourself the space to find that out as well. Usually your purpose is around adding value to other people, giving to other people, serving other people, because when you do that successfully, you actually increase your value, your personal value. When you increase your personal value, guess what follows? Your net worth follows as well. Money follows you. So in order to get to that stage, you need to be clear about what is it you want to do. The worst case scenario for you right now, for many of you who might be in a 9-to-5 job and you feel stuck, It's feeling like you have no choice. It's feeling like this is the only path that you can take. And I'm here to debunk that. I'm here as an example to share with you, to tell you that you always have a choice to try something different. Give yourself that opportunity so that in that process, even if you meet failures, you will grow, you will learn, you will be a better version of yourself, you'll be a stronger person, and then your decision making becomes better and you will make better choices for yourself. So I'd like to end with you with this message as well. Bet big and bet big on yourself, because you are the person that is worth investing in. You are the person that can actually really make a difference than to be just a cog, a COG in a company where you can be an expendable. So keep that in mind and keep working, because I know you can do it. All of us can do it, and let's go. If you enjoyed today's content, do hit the like button and subscribe to this channel while we create more real content like this for you and share about what it takes for you to get to F.I.R.E. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.